Hey folks, welcome to the John Morgan Show.
There are two sides to every single story, the passion and the glory, just trying to make it through the day. You know we're trying to come together, arm in arm and hand in hand, and with my brother I will fight to unify our land. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. And on the other hand, there are those who would undo us, unruly who would rule us and break us all apart. And I will stand beside you and fight against injustice and lawless ones among us. Come on, let freedom ring. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. Bring that guitar. My brother and me, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me, America.
Hi, my name is John Maxwell, and I am with my friend John Morgan. And I have on two different occasions watched him do the George Bush impersonation. He's better than George W. himself. Funny, I enjoy him, and you will also. What I love about him is great values, great giftedness, and he will come into your life, into the life of your group, and give you humor and give you food for thought that will truly make a difference in your life.
Well, I'm the free world leader. Freedom's rolling out to you. Oh, let's roll. Well, I'm the good news instigator. Compassionate, calm.
Salutations, folks, and welcome to the John Morgan Show. I'm your host, John Morgan, and I am so honored to be with you, so pleased to be with you, so glad to be with you that I don't even know how to measure it. Just got back from a great trip to Boerne, Texas. Hey, Taylor. Greetings, my friend. What up, Christopher Sean Shaw? My buddy Chris is there in the house. His mother's the 4-named woman about to become a 5-named woman. Gotta love it. Seems out lately, babe, I got the bad. No, it's not bad. It's good. I got the red, white, and blues. Woo. All right. Good to see you folks. So let me get the new screen. There it is. And thank you, everybody. What a joy it is to be with you all on a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. And I will be leaving my studio right after the show and going and joining my sister Janice, my sister Marianne, and for a lovely dinner at her house. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. But first, there's more. Just got back from Boerne, Texas, where I had the honor and privilege to speak at the first annual gala of the Hope for Heroes ministry, the Hope for Heroes organization, led by our frequent guest and friend, Brad Cornell. Brad, about a year ago, was, he had a very successful, wonderful podcast in which he highlighted the ministries of other people, and he got thinking, I want to do something that helps people myself. And he got to pondering where the need was, and he realized how much our law enforcement world, our first responders, need encouragement right now. So he got the idea of Hope for Heroes, and he started a ministry wherein they bring an officer and their family in on a Saturday to the great Bevy Hotel in Boerne, Texas. It's a wonderful DoubleTree Hilton that is just gorgeous. They're in Boerne, and when they walk through the door, they time it with them so that they're ready. It's like a surprise party, and they've got a bunch of people there in the lobby. And when they walk in, I mean, people cut loose with the greeting. Their motto, it's all in the greeting, and they give each officer who participates in this wonderful event a hero's welcome. And then they gift them in many, many ways, financially and through gift cards and other advantages. And they give them a wonderful couple of days to just enjoy with their family and to receive the encouragement of a grateful nation. And that's what Hope for Heroes is all about. And they had their first annual gala, and the keynote speaker was none other than Ken Harrison, who's the CEO of Promise Keepers, about to have a wonderful event in Dallas later in July with an expected somewhere around 80,000 men in attendance to learn how to be promise keepers and live up to those promises as they lead their families, lead their wives, lead with love, lead with humility, and lead their nation. Hey, Julie, good to see you. And Bernie gave me the privilege of entertaining the masses that were there at the gala, and we just had a fantastic time. I met so many in law enforcement. I had some wonderful officers and members of Brad's board as my Secret Service agents, and I had to teach them the dance moves to the Red, White, and Blues song, and they performed it admirably, and everybody laughed their heads off, and we just really had a great time. But I was afraid before I began this role as a George Bush impersonator. The what ifs were everywhere. There was a million reasons not to do it. I had all kinds of excuses, but I put my head down, put my trust in God, didn't listen to any of the excuses, and just launched. And God met me there at the intersection of willingness and trust. And we launched a career that is now 19 years old and still blessing people, still impacting people, still influencing people. And Lord willing, we're about to take it to the next level. And I would just simply like to invite you into a life of fearless living by inviting you into the message of War on Fear. And if you'll indulge me just a moment, I'd like to read the introduction to the book for you, and hopefully allow it to inspire your heart. Just at the beginning of the show here on the John Morgan Show. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Jack Canfield. Don't be afraid. Luke 12:32. And I could probably quote 300 other scriptures and give the address, and it would all be, don't be afraid. Because do not fear is referenced in some form or another. I've heard it said 365 times, one for every day of the year in the scriptures. Do you think God means it? Do you think he's interested in us getting rid of all fear? And boy, have we been attacked in the area of fear in the last few years. There's no question about it. What if everyone could achieve their highest potential? Think about that. What if you could maximize your gifting in this world and fly? What if fear was a tool to be harnessed and used rather than an overlord, keeping us all in bondage? Could we all be filled with joy, growing, changing, adapting, inventing? Growth is natural. Fear inhibits growth. Its effect on our lives has cost this world great benefit. Imagine if each and every one of us lived fearlessly, how different the world would be. Where would we be if each and every one of us chose faith over fear every single time we had the opportunity to make that choice? What if spring never sprang? What if birds never sang, eagles never flew, or played Stairway to Heaven? Hotel California. Those are different eagles. I know. What would we miss in the absence of this kiss, this bliss? What would be missing if the Wright brothers never flew, if Edison had given up, if Armstrong had chosen fear rather than to take that giant leap for mankind and land us on the moon? We benefit from the bold and the daring, yet still we sigh. Alone in the prison of our own personal fear, we regret how much we've missed, how much the world has gone without. Not because we couldn't, but because we were afraid. Fear is trusting in the wrong thing. And that's just the first couple of paragraphs of the introduction of War on Fear. And I think we should go through it together, just a little at a time, encouraging one another, inspiring one another, inducing one another, enticing one another to abandoning fear and living boldly in the grace of God and in the courage that God provides in order to be influencers of other people's lives, influencers of the world in front of us. There are voices shouting, "You can't, you can't, you can't." But God says, you can, you can, you can. You know, in my song, Show Me What to Do, the verse says, When I look outside my self-erected walls, I see 1 million people lost, as lost could be. Lord, I feel so small. Why should I try at all? He said, son, you're not small when you're with me. He said that to Gideon. And Gideon believed him. And look what happened. He raised up an army so vast that God had to whittle it down. Because God said, if the army wins, if I use this army you've assembled to win the war, then you will say man did it. But I want it to be said that God gave you the victory. So he whittled Gideon's army down to 300 men against a vast horde. Now, how many of you would have still moved forward attacking a vast horde with 300 men? How preposterous is that? And yet, God gave Gideon the faith, the courage. And Gideon was from the least family in the least tribe in Israel. And he was the least member of the least family of the least tribe in Israel. I mean, it was his job to, kind of clear the threshing floor, to throw the wheat into the air and hide it in a cave. I mean, he was no one important. Yet, God saw something different when he looked at Gideon. In fact, he addressed him, mighty warrior, mighty warrior. And I'm sure Gideon went, who are you talking to? Me? Yeah, right. God sees something different when he looks at you than you see. Unless you see what God sees. And you can. And that's our goal. That's what we're after. We're after a change of heart, a change of mind, a change of attitude, a change of faith. We're after that new beginning that God offers. We're after rising to the occasion of 2021 in July. What if, for the 4th of July, we declare independence from fear?
My name is Curtis Ferguson. For someone who has spent much time with the President George W. Bush, I must say I was overwhelmed with enthusiasm, inspired by the presentation that my friend here just did. I was in the audience, I was in tears, both for joy, both for excitement. He is so authentic, and the height, everything is so incredible. I thought I was literally there with President George W. Bush. I must say, this was incredible. If you can, this guy is the real deal. This is the Coca-Cola you want to order right here. If you can, get him. I promise you, you will be blessed. His message is powerful. He's a patriot. He loves our president as I do, and I think you will not regret it at all.
Well, I'm the free world leader. Freedom's rolling out to you. Oh, let's roll. Well, I'm the good news instigator, compassionate conversator. This freedom is rocking and rolling on out to you. White and blue.
Thank you, folks, for tuning into the John Morgan Show. I am so glad you're here. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that love button. If you do, if you're ready to be inspired, take it to the next level, if you're ready to shed your fear and grow in courage and grow in faith, let me encourage you. Stick around. The next few days are going to be exciting on the John Morgan Show. Please share this program out with your friends. Let your friends and neighbors know. And if you haven't gotten a copy of War on Fear, you can pick one up by going to waronfearbook.com. Pick it up on Amazon. Pick it up on audible.com. War on Fear on Audible. I just got a check the other day from Audible for a bunch of copies that were sold. I just love that. And you can also get the Kindle edition, half price. And we're going to be announcing soon a program that will allow us to get copies of War on Fear and give them away free to first responders. Stay tuned for that and more. See you tomorrow morning on Pray for America. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.